Today, we present you the spine-tingling experiences of those who ventured into abandoned places. From forgotten asylums to decaying factories, each story unravels the mysteries hidden behind closed doors. Picture this. I'm in my first year of college, living it up in the student dorms. The campus is all sleek and modern, with glass buildings towering over it. But amidst this contemporary beauty, there's this mysterious, run-down red brick building. 5 floors, broken windows, worn-out walls. It's practically begging to be explored. Now, this building isn't winning any beauty contests, and rumor has it they're planning to demolish it, but that's not stopping us. One evening, I managed to convince my buddies James and Tim to join me on this thrilling escapade. As we approach the deserted building, the excitement is palpable. It's more like an adventure than anything else. Laughing and chatting, we march towards the old relic, unfazed by the ominous vibes. We pass a campus police officer on the way, and yeah, he shoots us a suspicious look, but we're on a mission. No turning back now. We reach the building, surrounded by a tall fence with warning signs plastered all over. Danger, legal consequences, you name it. Do we care? Of course not. We find a gap in the fence, squeeze through, and step into the unknown. It's dark and spooky, and our only source of light is the glow from our phones. But we press on, exploring empty classrooms with no furniture in sight. The second floor mirrors the first, empty rooms and dirty hallways. It's not as fun as we thought. Just as boredom starts to settle in, we hear it. Faint footsteps echoing in the dark. The atmosphere shifts. Panic creeps in. Someone else is in the building. Our first instinct? Blame the campus police officer. But as the footsteps grow louder, we realize they're coming from above. Someone was there before us. Then it hits us. A shadow in the hallway. A man older than us, wearing tattered clothes and sporting an angry expression. Panic mode activates. We freeze. He stands there like a phantom in the middle of the hallway. Our phone lights tremble as we aim them at the ground. Suddenly I lift my light, and there he is. A man living, or at least staying, in this creepy building. Silence. We don't say a word. In unison, we sprint in the opposite direction, heartbeats echoing through the empty corridors. As we desperately search for an escape route, we stumble upon another staircase. Luck is on our side. We make it out, hearts pounding, adrenaline rushing. Peeking around the corner, we spot the campus security officer in the distance. Relief washes over us. We're safe. Leaving the fenced-off area, we find solace in a spot off campus, where students usually gather. It takes a good half hour for our nerves to settle as we recount the heart-pounding encounter. Now, fast forward to another creepy escapade involving my childhood friend and an abandoned military base. Trust me, this one's a doozy. My friend, claiming the base was used for training, lived near it for years. Strange sounds of dogs barking and people chatting in the distance had always piqued our curiosity. One day, we decided to unravel the mystery and venture into the unknown. The catch: barbed wire surrounded the entire east side of the base, making entry seem impossible. But, as the saying goes, where there's a will, there's a way. My friend, ever the thrill-seeker, knew of another entrance, thanks to the occasional sounds of teens partying inside. So, equipped with our best hiking gear and a story to throw off his parents, we set out on this clandestine mission. Hiking boots, scruffy jeans, and old denim jackets. We were ready for whatever the abandoned military base had in store for us. As we trekked through a dense pine forest, time seemed to stretch. Covering just 100 meters felt like an eternity. But hey, dedication pays off. After an hour of navigating through the wilderness, we reached the edge of the base, only to be greeted by the ominous sight of barbed wire. My friend, bursting with excitement, took the lead. Little did we know, the mysteries within were about to unravel, and our journey into the heart of the abandoned military base was just beginning. As we approached the fence, the excitement was palpable, but, surprise, our first hurdle came knocking. My buddy suggested we circle to the left side and find an alternate entrance. He'd mentioned this mysterious entry point before our adventure, claiming it was on the other end. Now, bear in mind that this military base was no small fry. It stretched far and wide, almost mirroring the distance we had just walked. Another half hour to 45 minutes of trudging through heather and pines ensued. On the other side, visibility was abysmal. Bushes and shrubs crowded the fence line, making it nearly impossible to see through. Metal structures dotted the landscape, giving an eerie vibe. But as we walked, something changed. Whistling noises, like an old man taking a solo stroll, filled the air. A red flag waved in my mind. Was there a hidden path or a public walk nearby? My friend seemed baffled, claiming to know the area like the back of his hand, yet he'd never been here before. Skepticism crept in. Late into the evening, with the sunset casting shadows, we stumbled upon a knocked-down section of the barbed wire fence. Someone, or something, had plowed into it. Carefully climbing over, we tiptoed, cautious not to trip or disturb the eerie silence. The mysterious whistling echoed, adding an extra layer of creepiness. Now inside, the first building we encountered was a colossal storage unit. Broken entrance and all, we ventured in. Chaos greeted us. Desks, chairs, fridges, freezers, and even skeleton models scattered in a bizarre display. The usual suspects, beer bottles, cans, and needles, told tales of previous visitors. But what sent shivers down my spine was the peculiar silence after the earlier whistling. As we explored, touching and inspecting the oddities, things took an unexpected turn. My friend, about 20 meters away, underwent a sudden transformation. From a cheerful explorer to someone noticeably on edge, the atmosphere shifted. Something caught his attention, and I could sense the tension from across the building. Turns out, the place had more secrets than we bargained for. The massive metal room, about 50 by 70 meters, was filled with an assortment of random items, oddities that sparked both curiosity and an uneasy feeling. And let's not forget those strange windows on the roof, blurry, shimmering, almost like they were hiding something. As we explored the desolate base, my friend suddenly froze, eyes fixed on a corner blocked off by massive wardrobe-like structures. He was completely still. Something felt off, and as I peered over, the unease intensified. A whisper escaped my lips. "What is it?" No response, just silence. Then the air grew tense, and a chilling whistle echoed through the eerie silence. The source? Right there in the corner with us. Panic set in. My friend, moving as if in slow motion, quietly retreated. Following suit, I mirrored his every step, leaving the unsettling corner behind. The relentless pursuit seemed endless, the crazed screams echoing in the night. Fear gripped us, pushing us to run as if our lives depended on it, because maybe they did. The manic pursuit continued, the screams haunting our every step. Miraculously, halfway back to my friend's yard, the crazed pursuer vanished into thin air. No more whistling, no more screaming. We were panting, battered, and bruised, but finally safe. The relief was overwhelming. Back at my friend's house, a gun-wielding dad greeted me. Mistaken for the pursuer, he cautiously lowered his weapon when he recognized me. As I recounted the harrowing experience, he revealed he had heard the screams, thinking we were under attack. The next day, the police combed through the abandoned building, but the mysterious intruder had vanished. My friend, forever scarred by that night, still fears the looming structure behind his house. As for me, I can confidently say I'm never setting foot in that place again. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more.